Hi guys, welcome to another episode from Stacy Here We Grow Again. We're outside today and the last few days I've been getting my garden ready for new planting for the fall. Here in Florida, we do not have freezing temperatures all year long like you guys through the winter. So it's really nice out. We've been getting 90-degree weather. It's awesome. This is why I love being in Florida because we can plant all year long. And I'm out in a tank top when everybody else is dealing with snow already and cold and freezing temperatures. So it's really nice to be able to plant all year long here in Florida. And I've been getting so much stuff ready for the fall in the garden. And what I want to show you guys is how I got my garden bed all set up and ready, tilled up. My peppers are jamming, my beans are jamming, my peas are jamming. I got watermelon growing. It's not really season for watermelon yet, but it's been growing, and I can play around with different things like that because we live in Florida and we can grow a lot of things all year long, which is really fun to try. Things that are not in season. I love to grow them. I love to try it. And I'm going to flip you guys around and show you how to plant some radishes, carrots, and just beets if you're growing beets. I might grow beets for the fall here. They're not really in season, but I'm going to try. I might try them anyway in a little section of my garden. So what I'm doing is I'm starting to plan out sections. Now, I want to take you and show you really quick. Look at all these seeds. These are all my seeds, guys. I love planting. So I want to take you over here. I got pots getting ready. I'm going to plant some more things in containers, but I wanted to show you, I picked my carrots out the other day, and they're not ready. I wanted to see if my jungle growth soil was gonna be okay to push carrots through, and look, it is. It's working. I thought it was going to be way too chunky, that soil, to push a carrot, because the carrots and beets and radish, they grow under the soil line. So sometimes if you have really chunky soil, this carrot will not push through. So we're pushing through. I'm so sad that I plucked it, but it was really too soon to do that, but we can still eat it. I'm still going to utilize it, and I'm actually going to cut and regrow it, because you can cut and come again, they're called. Lettuce, cut and come again, you might see on the packet. It just means you can cut and regrow them. So I'm going to cut this off right below this stem here, and I'm going to root this carrot in some water and see what happens. I've never regrown carrots like this before. I've only tried to grow celery, regrow celery and stuff like that in the garden. So I'm really excited to see what happens with that. Now I want to show you guys, I planted some radishes out here already this morning. So I'm going to turn you guys around and just show you how to plant these really easy with a stick in the garden and show you what I did to this bed out here. I've been working my butt off. Okay guys, so this is my garden bed. I planted some radish in here today, 2 rows. So I just want to show you the bed that I got ready. Look at this. I planted some snapdragons, a snapdragon in here, some kalanchos, which are just some succulents in there. And the reason I did that is because this area pulls out a little bit with water, and I really can't plant too much here. I got some beans behind it. I'm starting to weed. This is where I left off weeding. I've just been tilling the beds up, getting my totes ready, disinfecting with neem oil. I told you guys, after you flip your bed up and get it ready, you got to disinfect with neem oil because you're disturbing all that soil and stuff and flipping up fungal diseases. Who knows what you're flipping up. So I got, I'm going to do squares. What I'm going to do is sections, which you can do too. And this is a good way to utilize the space you have. Now, we don't really have a lot of space here in where I live, so I try to utilize all the space that we do have. So this square is going to be green beans. I got flowers on this side, so this way the bees can come around and pollinate my stuff. You want flowers near your produce because it brings bees around. Got snapdragons we transplanted out here the other day. They're doing really good. They're taking nice. These snapdragons are growing beautiful. And I bushed them out. You can see I pinched the growth off to bush them out a little bit. And then I got my radish here. I'm going to do carrots next to it. And then I might try them beets or some more radish or carrots. I might make this a whole carrot bed right here. And then I got some green beans. And I got more peas popping up. I planted tons of peas against the fence. Here's one right here starting to pop. And you want to keep your soil moist, guys, after you plant your seeds. Some more peas. You can see they're doing really well for me, so I'm really happy about this. They're going to be crawling up the fence, and they're getting big. And I planted a bunch more peas along the fence here in between. I got peas, and I got morning glories in the back. Morning Glory is a flower. It's like a blue pretty flower. And then I planted my snapdragons around my kalanchoe. I had like this walking iris and kalanchoe already here, so they're already rooted really good in the ground, and I didn't want to take them out because they look pretty, you know. So I'm going to leave them for the fall and winter. I planted my snapdragons around it. You can see they're doing really well. I had to get them outside so they stop growing so lanky and they start flowering, just getting really big. So I think that'll look cute with all them snapdragons around there. And then I put the green beans here. We lost a couple, but that's fine. It happens during a storm. I gotta get that plastic out of there. But it happens during a storm. I lost a couple that we had the other day, and I'm just gonna plant some more in here. I'm gonna plant more beans, make this another bean bed. And then my coleus doing really well. The more you trim coleus, the more it bushes out. Look at that plant. She's beautiful, guys. I love her. I'm going to trim this flower off. When she flowers, you can just trim this flower off right at the tip, and she'll start bushing out. Bunch more. You can see she's flowering out of everywhere. And these will create new plants. So what I do is either I leave it around the plant so these seeds can fall into the soil, or I let that dry out on a tray for about a week, and then I open up each little flower, and inside each little flower is a seed. And I got more beans I planted here. Tomato I didn't even know I had, guys. I didn't even know I planted this out here. So I'm going to see how it does since we lost our other tomato in our tote down there. I want to show you. Coleus I transplanted out here. Actually, this was already here. I didn't transplant this. This was growing from this tree. I told you them seeds spread, and then she spreads coleus everywhere, which is cool. I don't have to plant. Basil doing good. This was a cutting from my basil in the yard, so it's going to start flowering. Now, if you have basil that's flowering, you can pinch it off just like this. Look at that beetle. I've been getting these beetles everywhere. See that? I don't know what kind of beetles they are, but they are all over the place. You can pinch your basil and save your basil. Don't throw this out, you know. Save it, wash it off, let it dry out on the counter on a paper towel, and you can store it in your little basil container, like a little bag or whatever, so you have basil on hand. You can also freeze this after it's dried too. And then in the freezer, it tends to get a little wet. So I usually just dry it and put it in a dry container. So this is basil that's starting to flower. Now, once it starts to flower basil is a annual. So it is just once a year, you know, one time a year. It blooms, flowers, and then it dies after it flowers. So basil usually lives only a few months. I'd say maybe 4 to 6 months if you want like a time range. And once it flowers, it's going to die and produce seeds and to make new plants. So right now is you want to be planting some more basil. And then my tomato's doing really well. She's growing good. This is the time to be growing tomatoes if you live in Florida. Tomatoes will jam out right now. Now during the summer, we really can't grow too many tomatoes. I grew 2 plants and I got quite a bit off of them, but they did get stunted out for a long time because, you know, they were stretching because it was raining too much. There was not enough sun. They were just struggling in the summer. And this tomato's doing really good right now. She's really liking this weather. Tomatoes, cherry tomatoes it's the time to grow them right now, guys. You can see. And all I do is feed her maybe once a week right now, once every 2 weeks with my Miracle Grow. And she needs some food. You can see she's yellowing a little bit down here, but she's really green and healthy. So, you know, I just got to keep an eye on her. I feed when my plants tell me they need it. So she looks like she needs nutrients. I'm going to give it to her. And I'm also going to have to treat because this is probably normal leaf death, but I want to make sure we're not getting that fungal disease around my garden anymore because you guys know that I struggle with that all the time here. It's just something that happens in Florida quite often because we have the right temperatures all year long for it. So I want to show you really quick how to sow some carrots. Now, I just take a paint stick. You can do this 1 or 2 ways. You can make holes like this and just spread them out even. I do it this way when I'm planting in my bed just because if you go in a line, well, all your seeds are going to be clumped up and you're going to have to thin them out. So what I do is, excuse my voice, I've been out in the garden working like crazy and I'm actually losing my voice, or these allergies are just driving me crazy out here with this weather. You just want to make holes, guys. This just makes it easier so you don't have to get on the ground. I actually suffer from a lot of injuries from an accident I got into. So to be on the ground and to weed and to plant is really tough on my back in my shoulder. I have a lot of shoulder and back problems, so this really helps me to sow these seeds without killing myself. And all you want to do is take like 2 or 3 seeds per hole and put them on in there, guys. This is really hard to do one-handed, but we're going to plant some scarlet nates. These take about, I think, 80 days. Yeah, 60 to 80 days to harvest, 10 to 12 days to germinate, and it says we can plant these from September to February. So I'm just going to put like 2, maybe 3 carrots per hole, maybe a little more than that, huh? And then as they grow, we'll just thin them out. And that's it, guys. Cover them up. And you're good to go. Once these pop out, I'll show you what I mean by thinning them out. I thin my lettuce out, and I thin mostly everything I grow out. This way they have their own space to grow. And you just want to cover them holes, guys. Now, what you're going to want to do is wet that soil down really good and keep it moist until you see them little seedlings sprout. Once you see them seedlings sprout, you know you're good to go. And then you can start watering regularly. I'm going to put this little stick here to kind of give me a guide on where I separated my stuff. So I have a line of carrots and a line of radish here and a line of carrots here. I'm going to plant more carrots in the bed here, get my stick and make some more holes. All you do is get in there and push it down. Now this soil should be really tilled up and really, airy, not clumpy. It shouldn't be packed. Definitely shouldn't be compact, because that's just a no-go when you're planting a new garden. You want this soil to be nice and fluffy. You want it to go down really good, the carrots, and not struggle. And just plant them about, 2 or 3 inches apart. Give the carrots a good, a good home to snuggle in, and make sure they're not too close together. I can even plant them like this close together, my carrots. We'll go a little closer. As long as they have their own space to spread, guys, you should be fine with carrots and radish and stuff like that. Radish, you need a little more space, probably about 3 inches. In between carrots, you can go like 2 or 3 inches. I'm going to get sowing some more seeds in here and just continue to make lines. Make them even. You want even lines, even rows. So you have a nice planned out garden. And I'm going to take you guys over here and show you what else I've been up to. My green beans are doing great. I'm so happy. They look good. My bush beans are almost done pushing out for the summer, fall, summer/fall. You can see they're getting nice and big. My husband was in here. He picked off a lot of my green beans. I can see that. And this one's getting so big. I want to dry these pods out. Look how big these pods are getting, guys. I want to dry them out. So I'm going to leave them on there to just do their thing, these bush, and then some more pole beans. They're doing really well. They're starting to trellis up all the way to the top here. Look at this. She's like at the end. So I'll just keep wrapping her on here and let her wrap around in there. Getting a tote ready for, I might put some cantaloupe or something in there. I'm not sure. Zucchini doing really good so far. No pollinations yet. This flower didn't open yet. You can see we got one there. We got another big one right here. But they didn't open yet. These flowers, once this flower opens, then we can pollinate the female. When this flower opens, that's when you want to pollinate the female with a male zucchini. Now, I don't have a male zucchini on here right now, but we got a bunch of females popping up, and I want to show you that blight, I got it under control. It started to spread a little bit right here, but I don't see any more other than those couple of leaves, which is fine. That's okay. I just got to keep up with the neem oil a little bit and make sure she's going to be alright. But as far as we go, she looks good, guys. She's doing good. Beautiful foliage. Blackberry is hanging in there, doing good. We've been treating. She's growing. Look at all these new branches she's got. Treating me good. And they're healthy. Look, black spot's gone. We got healthy branches on my blackberry. Got a little baby growing big right down here. You can see this little baby growing, guys. Look. A berry either fell during the summer in the soil and it just sprouted, or there was this end that was laying on the soil created a new plant. So we got a brand new plant. I'm so happy about that. I'm so happy. And she's doing good since we transplanted her. She really needed that. And this is my blueberry, doing good. I trimmed a lot of the dead out of here, and she's liking it. She's doing a lot better. Now I want to show you guys what blueberries, because I made a mistake. Well, not a mistake, I would say. You can see how bare this is, guys. And I'm trying to turn her around so she can get some sun, but you can see how bare this is. Now, for the first, it's fine. She's not sick. She's fine. She's growing. She gets blueberries. We got a bunch of blueberries during the summer, but one thing with blueberries is you want to pick off all the blooms for the first and second year of her life. And that is so she can focus on root development and foliage growth. You don't want to keep them blooms, because then the blooms are going to turn into fruit, and she's going to concentrate on pushing fruit out for the first few years instead of foliage, roots, and getting bigger. So you can see I did not prune the fruit off. I wanted to show you guys with not pruning the fruit what happens. You know, you get these spaces because she was concentrating on the blooms, not growing. So I just wanted to give you that little tip on blueberries. You know, trim your blueberries for the first couple years, and then, you know, you'll have a lot of produce for the years to come. She'll get a lot bushier. I'll show you guys as that gets bigger, you know, what I'm talking about. We're going to prune all them blooms off this year that she blooms for me in the summer. We're going to prune all the blooms off of her, and then, you know, I'll show you what to do. That she'll start focusing on that growth. Butterfly plant doing good. She's so resilient, this plant. Look how pretty she is. Brings butterflies around like crazy. Look at these little stars. They're so cute. And once these bloom, guys, what you want to do is, once these blooms all die and push out, I cut the bloom off. Just the bloom. I don't cut any leaves off. I just cut this bloom off. And then what she does is she shoots out, look, 2 more branches. You can see she shot out 2 more branches right here. 1 and 2. Because I cut that bloom off in the middle right there by my finger. And then that's what she does. She just keeps branching out and bushing out. You guys never had one of these butterfly plants before? I recommend you get one, because they're so pretty to look at. The butterflies love them. The bees love them. They're so resilient. This was a twig. I wish you guys could have seen this, because this was a dead twig about this big, sticking out of the soil line at the beginning of the summer. I might have a video, if you go all the way back in the beginning, from a few months ago, in June or July when I started these videos. You'll see what I'm talking about. She was literally a twig, and just lots of water, lots of sun, and she loves it. This is one of my favorite plants, besides my queen of the night out there that's flowering like crazy. Pepper's doing good, guys. She's been producing like crazy, and this pepper's almost done. So we are almost ready to pick this. Like, I am right there. We're ready to harvest that in probably a few more days. I'm going to give it just a couple more days, and I know we're going to be good to go. It's almost big enough. You can see the size of my hand compared to the pepper, and we're almost done. We're almost big enough, so I got to wait till it gets a little bit thicker and bigger. This pepper's so firm. It's beautiful. And then I got another beautiful pepper growing on there too. So we're doing good. We're looking good. She's pushing out tons more peppers and flowers everywhere. Look at this. All these little buds are going to be peppers, guys. And she's pushing them out everywhere. So we're good to go. Can't wait. These little guys are starting to bud and flower. So I can't wait. Look at this. She's already pushing peppers out, these little ones. Look, see, guys? We are good to go. I'm so happy about that. And then my carrot's doing good. This is the carrot I picked up for you guys and told you it wasn't ready. And you can see, I want to show you. You know, you can see how thick this stalk is compared to the carrot that I pulled, you know. You can see it's popping up, but it's not done yet. Because that's why I wanted to pull that other carrot. It's popping up and it might look done, but it's not. And that's why I pulled it, so you guys can see. Even though it's popping up, you want to give it a little longer, because my carrot was only this big and it needed to be about 6 inches big. So this is about 3 inches big. You can see it's the same amount of width as the other carrot, and you know, you can see how big they get. This one's starting to grow. These haven't really grown too much yet. You can see how skinny the stalk is compared to how thick these stalks get. So that's the difference. That's how you know they're growing and doing good. You can see how thin these are compared to how thick these stalks are. That's how you know your carrot's growing. And we're growing a good carrot on there, so I'm going to leave that be to grow a little more This way we don't ruin our carrots, guys. And then my tomato, look, I think this happened from the sun. I think it was a little wet outside and it wilted the foliage. Look at this. This was totally wilted yesterday, this side. I don't know what happened to this, guys. I've never really seen this happen to my plants before. So if you know what happened to this little guy, you know, new things happen around here all the time. You know, I've been gardening 7 years, but there's new stuff that pop up all the time. Maybe I haven't dealt with before, or maybe I really haven't dealt with too much. So it's really nice to have other people to, you know, go to for a guide and just look it up and figure out what's going on. But you can see there's not really much of a root system on her. And I'm going to get rid of her. She's just done. She's dead. If you got plants like that, it was probably either a bad seed or something happened to it. You know, just get rid of it, guys, and start new, because you're going to have a big problem to deal with in the long run. You don't want to start with sick plants. Starting with sick and weak plants are no good, because then, you know, you're setting yourself up for a little failure there. Peas doing good. They're trellising up really nice. They like this weather. I'm so happy my peas are doing good, guys. I never have luck with them because I just live in Florida and, you know, the weather is just ridiculous here. So trellis your peas up on a, you know, tomato cage or something. I'm going to let these guys trellis up on here, and then we're going to be good. I got some lettuce. Oh yeah, I planted some lettuce in here, guys. See? I transplanted my lettuce from inside that was in the container, and I thinned it out, and then I just transplanted it out here. All I did was pull it out, and the ones with the roots, I planted them in here. I just made a little hole, and you shove them down in there, and then I covered them up, and that was it. So I'm going to have my lettuce, this is gourmet blend, grow in with my peas for now. And then I just wanted to show you guys my watermelon. I got totes ready. I got my compost breaking down really good. These radishes I got to pull. They're not good. They got hit with a disease a while ago. But this is my compost pile, doing really well. I'm so happy. It's growing. We're growing a bunch of plants in here. Look. That's how you know you've got a good compost pile working in there. And I just wanted to give you guys some tips on this. You know, when you're working with compost, you want to make sure you put, when you're adding to it, you want to put like a handful of nitrogen material, which is your green material, like grass. So a handful of grass clippings to 3 handfuls of your brown material. So if you're adding in some peels from the kitchen or something, you know, you want to add in some brown material, some handfuls of leaves. You know, the kitchen scraps, you're going to have to add more brown than you would with grass clippings. So I just go 1 handful of grass clippings to 3 handfuls of, you know, brown material, the leaves. And you're good to go. You can put sticks in there, and that's my compost. Breaking down good. This watermelon over here, guys, she has been jamming. I got a couple watermelons on her. I fixed all that blight disease that was in the middle. You guys can check out that video. She had blight all in the middle of her, and she's trellising out good now. I trimmed, she looks a little bare right here, because I trimmed a lot off, and a lot got damaged from the storm we had. Look at all this in here, the big branch fell right here. So besides me trimming what was broken and what the branch killed off, you know, I'm really not working with too much foliage in the middle there, but we got growth on the sides here, and I want to show you guys that she's been giving me watermelon like crazy. There's one pollination. Now, I've been having a problem with pollination around here, and that's what happened to my pumpkin, guys. That's what happened to that pumpkin I had that was growing in my bed, the one that I tilled out over there. That's what was going on. The bees haven't really been around in my garden because I took my coleus plant away, and I don't really have too much coleus left or plants left for them to produce. She's doing really good so far, you know. She's got a lot of growth on her. She's, I want to show you how to pollinate. If you have to hand pollinate your watermelon, just pick her. This is a male leaf. They're going to be bigger. You want to just pollinate the bottom. Now, let me see if I can find a female here. You know, there's females in here. Females are going to be close to the base, which she really doesn't have a lot of females on her, which is kind of crazy because she should. She's mature now. There's a female. See, they're really close to the base. They're hardly, so, I mean, you can't even see them. That's how small they are. That's a female. So what you want to do is just take the male. Just make sure you get a pollination, you know, rub it on the female. Rub it up on there. And then what I'm doing is any new branches, this is a new branch that's starting to push out. I don't want this because that is going to stop focus on my fruit right here. And you can see just how big this watermelon's getting. She's starting to get her color a little bit. I mean, it's not big, but it's getting there. It's growing, so we're good. And then I got another one right here getting really big. You can see just how big this is getting on the grass. And I'm leaving her alone, guys. I'm letting her do her thing. That's how watermelon pollinates. I'm so happy. I can't wait to get this. And here's another branch starting to push out. A lot of people leave them, but you know, I want to let her focus on what she's got already. So pushing out all this side branching is just no-go for me. I just don't want it. I'll leave a few of them up in here, but you know, you want her to focus on the fruit she has. So I'm so happy to see this big watermelon. I got a bunch more pollinations. You can see starting to push up. So we're good, guys. Until next time, I hope you enjoyed my video, and I hope you grow vegetables in your garden. It's so much fun, guys. Can't wait to show you this watermelon. I think we're good. We're pollinated, and we'll be good to go from here on out now. We'll be getting watermelon soon. We're pollinating, because I'm hand pollinating, just because the bees are slacking around my garden. I'm actually going to invest in a bee. They have like bee houses that you can buy in tractor feed stores and stuff. So I'm going to go to the store today and do some digging and research and see if I can get one of them around my garden so I can make my plants happy. Till next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please remember to like and subscribe if you'd like to see more to come from me to you. Please remember to share these videos if you know somebody that would need help or that would like to see these videos and start a garden of their own. It's so much fun to see these plants grow and to actually come out and pick the produce off of your own plants and eat it. Till next time, guys. Bye-bye.